Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. This video is long overdue and I apologise for that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then feel free to go and watch part 1 and this video will make more sense after watching that. I will link part 1 here. At the start of that video I showed you one of the parent plants I had already cut a month prior to filming, along with its child cuttings I had repotted in their own pots. That parent is this plant and here are the cuttings along with it. As you can see, the parent plant is doing really well. It's really nice and healthy. It's got new stem growth and it's even starting to bud. And then here we have one of the child cuttings. Again, really nice chunky stem, really green, healthy, shiny leaves, and just look at the amount of flowers that have grown on it this year, which is amazing. And with this second cutting, beautiful orange flowers, healthy leaves, doing really well. So part 1 was filmed last year, which was the summer of 2020, and you saw me cutting this Flaming Katy plant. From that plant I got multiple stem cuttings as well as individual leaves that I was hoping to get more plants from by planting them up and regrowing their roots. You can see that this parent plant is doing just as well as the other one I showed you. It's growing new stems, it too is starting to flower, and you can tell it's a different one because this one has the yellow flowers whereas the previous one has the orange flowers. About 2 months after filming part 1, all the cuttings I had placed in the butter tub had grown their own roots and were ready to be repotted into their own pots. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of me doing that. However, all the Katy plants you can see in this potting tray were from those cuttings. I had a mixture of both leaves and stems, and a lot of you have asked on that previous video how the leaves are doing. It seems to be the one area in particular a lot of people have asked about. So here are 2 leaves from that batch to show you. As you can see, this one hasn't really done much. The leaf has roots, which is why it is repotted into its own pot. It's nice and healthy, however there's no new growth on it just yet. I do believe that there will be, it's just taking a little longer than some of the other ones for whatever reason that may be. It could be the position that it was placed in, or it could be due to lack of watering. This is another leaf and you can see the difference straight away. A brand new plant has started to grow from a single leaf. The reason I can tell that this is a leaf and not just a stem cutting is because of the large leaf down there at the bottom. This is a completely different plant, but I just wanted to show you how this one also looks from regrowth from a leaf. You can tell once again by the fact it's still got its big leaf and then the smaller plant growing from the side of that. So the potting tray has been left in our conservatory since summer. The tray gets plenty of natural light, and as we have a radiator in that room, it can get pretty warm in there. However, when the heating is off, it does get very cold, so I feel like the room temperature doesn't have a huge impact on growth. From what I've found out, watering once the soil has dried out completely and plenty of natural light seems to be the trick. See from the tray how well some of these plants are doing, and also some of them I may have neglected a little with lack of water, or they're just taking longer than the other ones to grow. Again, they all have roots, so there is something there. The timing is the only thing that appears to be different. Now let's talk about flowering. So I started off with just 2 baby plants when I first brought them. They came from a supermarket, so nowhere special, and one of them came in a little mug. It was like a gift set, and the other one came in a mini ceramic pot. They cost about £3 each. They were flowering when I brought them, so they had lovely flowers on them, but after a month or so the flowers disappeared. I think that's just down to the flowering season. So even though the actual plants got bigger and I repotted them and they continued to kind of grow and get healthier, they didn't actually bud again, which is why I thought I'd see if by cutting them it would help regenerate flower growth. After looking online, I read numerous posts that suggested moving the plant away from natural light and to leave watering until it really needed it. I tried with this one, and the rest stayed where they were, either in the conservatory or on the kitchen windowsill. This is the one I took away from natural light. You can see it doesn't have a single flower on it, whereas the other ones are from their normal locations, and I mean, they speak for themselves really. Just look at the amount of flowers that have come through on them. Therefore, it's become clear that what seems to work for me is to make sure I leave them where they can get enough light. If you have more than one plant, then maybe you could do one in each location and see which method works best for you. Just to show you now 2 more cuttings from the first video. These were stem cuttings rather than just the leaves. You can see how well they've grown, and the one on the right, and I think as well on the left, is starting to bud. I leave the water in as long as possible, only when the soil becomes very dry, or like this one where the leaves are very thin and very droopy, then I water. To be honest, I think I've probably left this one a little longer than I should have. That's just my own fault for forgetting to water them. On the plus side, it's still grown, it still seems to be growing buds to flower, so it can't be doing that bad. What I'll do is I will just give it a really good water after filming, and hopefully the leaves will start to get a bit more moisture in them and start sturdying up a bit more. As I mentioned in the first video, part 1, I'm not a plant expert by any means, but these are things that worked for me or didn't work so great, and I just wanted to share them with you. If there is anything else you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to either answer your questions or film another video and help in any way I can. I just thought I'd show you my kitchen windowsill setting. So this is where I tend to put most of my growing plants. It's the one window in the house that seems to get the most light coming in. As you can see, I've got loads of baby plants growing here, as well as many avocado seeds. This is something else that I'm planning on filming, a avocado tree update. So let me know in the comments if that is something that you'd be interested in. If you are new here, it would mean the world if you subscribed, or even just like this video. Leave me a little comment below, perhaps tag somebody if you think they'll be interested to see this. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye.